So what mindfulness helps us to do is to reset the baseline stress levels. So this is a diagram that was drawn for me by my trauma psychologist who was helping me through my cancer treatment. So I had exactly this time 5 years ago, actually, I was had 5 weeks of radiotherapy and chemotherapy, and the skin damage was so bad that I then ended up in the burns unit at Wythenshawe Hospital for 13 days as an inpatient. And this was what the trauma psychologist drew for me whilst I was in Wythenshawe. So this arousal represents how aroused my nervous system was, because the treatment had been so painful and the burns had affected the nerves just under the surface of the skin. So at this point, I couldn't bear any kind of noise at all. I couldn't watch TV or anything like this. It was just all too painful. Sorry. I couldn't have water on my skin or anything like this. So I was very close to breaking point, which is what she drew across the top here. And when my nervous system was so high, it didn't take much for me to reach breaking point. So even, loud noises and so on, and I'd be at breaking point and in tears. So what gradually happened over time was using the mindfulness just to keep coming back to my breathing, and we'll show you how to do that in a moment, is to gradually reduce it, so that then at this point a loud noise would only bring me slightly up and it would be easier to come back to my baseline. And this is what mindfulness is helping us to do, is to set our baseline stress levels. And we're very used to seeing these curves every day on TV now, aren't we, about how we're trying to flatten the curve to reduce the stress and pressure. And it is the same kind of idea, is that with anxiety, we're trying to flatten this curve to get closer back to a healthier baseline. So when you do a mindfulness meditation practice, we just notice how our mind keeps wandering off to check the horizons to ensure that we're safe. And this is obviously something that's particularly relevant at the moment, because for very good reason, we're all on high alert for our safety. A lot of us, I'm on 3 months self-isolation, and it's even when I go for a walk, I'm like, is that person 2 meters away from me? I think they're a bit too close. Well, now there's a jogger coming past and they're breathing heavily. Am I safe? And am I safe? So what we do is we use something as an anchor, something that feels safe and comforting to bring our attention back to, so that our mind starts to relax and comes to rest. So this is all about me being aware that I'm getting too close to that breaking point, too far out of my comfort zone, and I need to just settle my mind down so that I can respond more appropriately to life. So we'll have a brief practice here, just to find what feels like a safe anchor for you to use. So it's very important that we observe with compassionate curiosity rather than try to change what we find. So you can stop at any time if something feels uncomfortable. You don't have to close your eyes at all. You can close your eyes if you like. It depends which anchor you choose. I'll talk you through that in a moment. But if anything feels uncomfortable, then you just shift to a different anchor. So what we'll do is we'll just settle ourselves wherever you are. You might be lying down. You might be in a chair, and just become aware of the sensation of your body being held by the bed or by the chair. Gravity, keeping you nice and safe. Your feet on the floor, or if your heels are on the bed, the back of your legs against the bed. And your spine, again, maybe just give that a bit of a wriggle. Loosen the tension in your shoulders. And maybe now, first of all, tune into the sounds around you. What can you hear? Is there a noise that feels comforting, safe? Or maybe there's something that you can see. Something that makes you feel a positive emotion, maybe makes you smile. Something safe and secure. And if you want to, you can keep your eyes open and stay on that visual anchor or on the sound. And you can keep your eyes open or closed as you maybe sense how your body feels against the chair, floor, the bed, that sense of being held. And maybe when you come to your body, you sense a very gentle rocking motion. Your body just being rocked by the breath. So in mindfulness, we're just observing with a compassionate curiosity. So we don't take a deep breath, because usually our breathing is very shallow anyway. And maybe there's just a rocking in your belly, rising and falling. You might be able to feel that better if you just place a hand on your belly. And maybe you can feel a very gentle rocking in your spine, in the back of your body. And when you're ready, if your eyes are closed, you're welcome to open them again.